Gamers, what is up? It is time for another Friday Arkonomics video. I got bad news though. Not much has changed this week. It's gonna be mostly the same stuff, so if you're feeling like skipping a video, hey man, no worries. But, for those of you that are interested in staying, of course, hello and welcome to Arkonomics, baby. North America West, as always, I'm on Mari specifically, but this covers the entire NA West region. Looking at blue crystals, they are still pretty much exactly where they have been. They've been in the 3.4 to 3.5k range for a good little bit of time. No price movement, sometimes is good movement. Or rather, you get what I mean. Whatever. Something I did want to bring up, though, I've been thinking about doing some sort of giveaway, but with how restrictive this game is in terms of being able to give things away, giving things away in-game seems kind of pointless, since it'll only be able to be won by people on the server that I'm on, essentially. If I give away silver, because ideally I would give away some silver, I'd give away some gold, maybe I'd give away some random items that I have, you know, just stuff. But I can't really do that, and I kind of want to include everyone, so I'm workshopping some more giveaway stuff. We will see in the future, but stay tuned for that. I appreciate all of you, and I do want to give back to you guys, XOXO. I'm just unsure of the best way to do it. That's all. And I want to include everybody when possible. That being said, we will look at the marquette, the marquee, if you will, the marquee. What do we got in the marquee? Well, we've got... Wow, there's no magic bed mounts on the auction house. It's time for me to sell mine. No, just kidding. I'm not going to sell mine. Never forget, I bought the magic bed mounts at the peak of inflation. And then things deflated. So gold value probably is about the same, but... Or gold power value relevant to what I paid is probably about the same, but the actual gold number is much less. Truly sad, one of my worst investments ever. Just kidding. It's not my worst investment ever, but these 10 bed mounts will forever be here until I really need money. So probably will be here forever. Alright, enough with my personal problems and my life story. You're here for the actual market stuff, and I don't know why you come to me. Well, I know why you come to me. Probably because you like to be like, Chris, you're wrong and stupid. And honestly, fair enough. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I mean, I do, but I don't, you know? Wow, he's so humble. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is nothing has really changed. The only notable thing, and this is for NA West specifically, is that Radiant Leapstones have stayed pretty steady at 90 gold. You can kind of see it's dropping a little bit, but there's not very many Leapstones. This is interesting to me for a couple reasons. And one of the main reasons this is interesting to me personally is because I think the quantity of items coming into the game, the 1580 materials, the akkan materials, both the supply is low, but the demand is also equally as low. This is noteworthy because I think I assumed it would be like every other soft reset had been up until this point. So like for Marvelous Honor Leapstones, you started getting these at 1490, and then the new Obliteration Stones and whatnot, you got those at 1490. But the reality is, there is significantly less people with 1580s than there were with 1490s. And it makes sense, right? Like, it is significantly more investment to get a character to 1580 than it is to 1490. Especially in the relative time frames we had between the two soft reset drops. But I didn't realize just how massive that gap would be. And this is noteworthy because the cost of these materials is much higher than I would have thought they would be. And the number of them being listed and slash being moved per day is much lower than I would have thought. Like, I mentioned it last week and the week before, but Prime Oreha fusion mats, these move incredibly slowly. And this is because there aren't that many people honing at any given time. Like, for purple fusion materials, many hundreds of thousands of these get cycled per day. Easily. Without question. For prime materials, I mean, like, okay. I have had this stack of prime orehas listed at 62 gold for, what is that, 6 hours? Something like that. And I had listed them when 62 was actually the lowest price, and there was like 3,000 quantity left. So, mine are probably very close to being sold at the 62 mark. But there's been a tiny wall at 61. Well, what I would have usually called tiny before at 4K, this tiny wall has been really kind of cock-blocking my shit from selling. This is what I mean, though. Not the turnover, but the turnaround time for prime orehas is incredibly slow. Especially if you compare it to purples, superior orehas. It's just jarring. And it's something to keep in mind if you're selling fusion materials. I've been planning on making a more in-depth guide on how I sell fusion materials, because for some reason, a lot of people seem to have problems selling these for profit. And I'm also working on another video. I guess I give you a sneak peek here. But I'm working on a video of where does my gold come from. And I've been saving up all of my mails with stuff that I get that gives me money. You can see I've been working on it already for like 5 days. But it's pretty much all fusion materials. And I'm doing this for a couple of different reasons. One, I'm tired of the RMT comments. Listen, man, if I had the money to RMT, I absolutely would. But it's just weird being called an RMTer when I am like barely paying my bills to begin with. Yeah, I'm not spending it on Lost Ark, man. That being said, the second reason why is because I want to help people. That has always been my primary goal. If I can help people, I want to help people. And fusion materials are such a simple way to make money in this game. Like, I make probably 5-6K a day just from crafting this shit. It's zero effort. Literally zero effort. You do need a bit of capital, obviously, to start, because you need to invest in the trade skill materials. As you can see, I don't have very many of my stockpile left, but that's because I'm doing this video idea that I have where I'm saving up my mails. But normally I would have a big stockpile of whatever material that I'm using to craft the orehas. So you do need a bit of a bank, a buffer of gold. And for some reason, it seems like people love to spend their money instantaneously the second they get it. And that's just not how I work. I don't know. Either way, that video will be coming at some point in the future, unless I give up on it, which definitely could happen. Anyways, I think that about does it on the material side of things. I don't want to ramble on forever, even though I very easily could. I do want to just quickly look at engraving recipes, as I have not peeped engravings in a while. Predator is the #1 book. Kind of surprising. Kind of surprising it's still that high. I'm surprised Punisher is that much lower. Considering Punisher is the higher damage engraving, but Predator is just the more enjoyable engraving to play, I suppose. It's also surprising me that Wind Fury is this high. I mean, it is the more popular Aeromancer spec, but Aeromancer itself isn't very strong, so it's just interesting to see. And then, of course, Grudge. Still doing Grudge things. Very neat. And then, as always, the last thing I will peep before I let you guys go, because I'm holding you here against your will, obviously, is the 10 gems. So, it looks like we're almost at 160k for a level 10 CDR gem, which I feel like is pretty low. Yes. Damage gem, 384k. So damage gems are definitely going down, or gems in general are definitely going down. I kind of do want to look at level 9s as well. Yeah, so they're about 7k cheaper than when I bought them, because I had just bought these last week, video, my Berserker. So yep, gems are definitely in flux, and they're going down, which is interesting to see. We'll have to see, and see if they keep going down. Also see if blue crystal trend goes anywhere, or it continues to be pretty stagnant. Something I always kind of forget is that golden frog is actually here, so it is kind of keeping gold in a state of flux, especially since we also got gold frog with the akkan gear drop, so more people in theory are honing now as well. So there's quite a few gold sinks for gold right now compared to what there would normally be, so interesting to see what'll happen when a frog leaves. Anyways, I think that'll about wrap it up for this week's Arkonomics, I guess? Yeah, that's what I call this series, huh? Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'm aware of my surroundings. As always, though, thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of the Brother Chris experience. That's what we're gonna call it. No, this is not a cult, I promise. But thank you guys. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, comment, all that good stuff, algorithm, plus. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bigger number, better person, as always. And thank you to my YouTube members, of course, my tier 2s, Blitzel, Remix My Life, I'm Nufu, Erzak, Peachy, Jacob, and all my tier 1s, It's Biscuits, Inder, Diz, Clouded. You guys are muchos grande. Yep. Bye.